day 1, please refer to your vocabulary for absolute value, disjunction, and conjunction. Alright, remember absolute value is the distance from 0. So there's always a positive distance and a negative distance. Please remember there will always be 2 solutions to absolute value. The steps for solving absolute value are fairly simple and fairly straightforward. Step 1 is to isolate the absolute value. Step 2 is to write 2 equations. One uses the positive solution and the other uses the negative solution. Step 3, solve each equation for x. Okay. Alright, example number 1. Isolating the absolute value means moving 2 to the other side of the equation using addition. So I get negative 3 plus x equals 8. Step 2 is to rewrite, 8, seriously, 12, sorry. Step 2 is to write 2 equations, one using positive 12 and the other using negative 12. And finally, I'll solve each separately for x. The answer x equals 15 and the answer x equals negative 9 are both solutions to the absolute value problem in answer A. Alright, answer B. Add 6 to both sides. X over 4 equals 4. Write 2 solutions. X over 4 equals 4. One positive, the other negative. Solve for x in each problem. X equals 16 and x equals negative 16 are your solutions to this problem. Number 3, isolate the absolute value by multiplying both sides by 2. That's the reciprocal of 1/2. 4 minus 3x equals 12. And 4 minus 3x equals negative 12 are your 2 solutions. You can skip that center step if you're able, well, you don't have to rewrite using the absolute value bars like I did in answer B if you're able to see that. Please don't miss any problems because of that simple shortcut that I have just introduced. Subtract 4 to both sides, and in the first one you get 8. In the second one you get negative 16. Finish out the problem by dividing by negative 3. Divide by negative 3. And the answer x equals negative 8/3 and x equals positive 16/3 is your solution to answer C. Fill in your vocabulary. And now let's expound on that, what that means. Alright, so OR is your union or disjunction. And we solve for x by adding 1 to this equation. 2x greater than 4. Divide by 2. X greater than 4. So I'm going to put a 4 here. Put an open circle here. And that going in a greater than direction. Add 2 to both sides here. x less than or equal to -5. That'll be 0. Closed circle, arrow moving in this direction like so. Again, and is your conjunction. It means you'll have a single line with the values as the endpoints. Add 6 to both sides, and I get 2x greater than or equal to 2. Divide by 2. X is greater than or equal to 1. So we'll move it over here. I'll wait for a second. Add 6 to both sides. 2x less than or equal to 18. Divide by 2. X is less than or equal to 9. So my 0 is going to be here. My 1 is going to be here. That'll be my closed circle. My 9 will be over here. Again, that will also be a closed circle. And the line will go between. This one, written a little bit differently, still the same idea. I like to break them apart. Less than or equal to x plus 2. It's also x plus 2 less than or equal to -3. I like to write it that way. It makes it easier for me to see it visually. Subtract 2 to both sides, and I get 8 is less than or equal to x. Subtract 2 to both sides, and I get x is less than or equal to -5. This is another way of writing and. Notice it's between the two symbols, so your endpoints 8 here, 0 here, and -5 here. Again, both closed circles and a line between. Alright, back to your disjunction. We're going to subtract one, add 1 to both sides. And that's going to be 2x greater than 4. Divide by 2. X greater than 2. Subtract 1. Getting ahead of myself there. X is less than or equal to -5. So -5 goes here. 0 and 2. Closed circle at -5. Open circle at 2. And finally, a little SAT introduction here. Alright, so in the equation below, A is less than 0, B is also less than 0. What is the value of A times B? Okay, so there's only two solutions that can go there. 3 plus 4 equals 7. Okay, but the other way to look at it is this negative value being changed to a positive. So what other number can go here and still make 7? I would say is -11. -11 plus 4 equals -7. But remember, absolute value takes that away. So my first value is -11. Okay. Second one here, let's decide the positive value, which would be 18, because 18 minus 6 equals 12. Isn't going to work because B has got to be less than 0. Okay, so now let's think the other way around. -6. So it's -6 minus 6 equals -12. But remember, absolute value takes the negative away. So your value of B in this problem is -6. -11 times -6 is your answer, which is 66.